Good afternoon, this is Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold. This is an April 18th afternoon Path Chat discussing individual equities, only one equity actually, Goldman Sachs. We talked a lot in our podcast. I've mentioned on some of my commentaries that I do for the CME group as well as on TV that bank earnings had done really well. Mike had made a downside call a few days ago on Goldman Sachs, just targets, not necessarily an outright trade, but just targets for downside moves. And we thought we should update you guys on those particular targets. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike, but before I do, I just want to point out that Goldman Sachs had an earnings miss, which is what drove this particular move down. And the overall equity markets, you might be seeing a little bit of the canary in the coal mine scenario. I mentioned a little bit more about this on our Futures Path Chat. You could go back and listen to that. But Goldman Sachs missed on their EPS. They came out with $5.15 a share versus $5.31, which was expected by Thomson Reuters analyst consensus. Revenue of $8.026 billion versus $8.446 billion expected by the same analyst consensus. Their net revenue from bond, currency, and commodity trading was little change from the same period last year, and their equity trading revenue fell 6% year over year. Shares fell about 4.5%, but let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing going forward. This was a good call by Mike on these downside targets. Mike, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you, Bob. So here's our Goldman Sachs. We're looking for a move below this trend line with a full target of the 215.04 level. You can see we almost closed dead on that level. The closing was 215.58. We did trade below it. The low today was 213.18, so we went through that level. If this does head lower, you can expect for some minor support at 212.46 to 211.29, which is an end of a prior clear path move and a GAN level. And then you have the flattening out 50, which is coming in about 208.68. So if you're looking for anything lower in Goldman Sachs, those are some key levels we'll just call out. And if Goldman Sachs does rebound, there's going to be some significant resistance right around this 223 level, which it would really have to get through, and the rolling over R zone to resume a retest of these higher levels. So you can watch for that. Those aren't official trade calls, just key levels for anybody who is watching Goldman Sachs, who might be trading or investing in the stock and deciding on what to do next. If it does get below this 50 with a sustained close, then it's not looking good until this 200 level, which is a prior breakout area and which could come in at some point with this other rising trend line. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Mike. For a fuller picture, check out the Futures Path Chat that was posted around the same time as this one on our YouTube channel, and we will talk to you guys in the next Path Chat. Cheers, everyone.